The first moments of a state visit are a carefully choreographed dance of diplomacy where every gesture is scrutinized. As French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte arrived in the UK on Tuesday, a moment of apparent tension between them created a stark and fascinating contrast.
The royal world was shaken as Prince William made a bold move that sent shockwaves through Buckingham Palace and left Queen Camilla in tears. After months of behind-the-scenes tension, William stepped up with a decision that surprised many, but delighted his fans worldwide. With King Charles's quiet blessing, William shifted royal duties, reassigning several key roles and signaling a new direction for the monarchy. While the public cheered this modernizing step, Camilla's visible emotional reaction revealed the personal cost of this royal power play. Supporters flooded social media, praising William's courage and vision for a monarchy that's more relatable and forward-looking. But behind the smiles and applause, the palace grapples with shifting alliances and family dynamics that could redefine the future of the British crown. What exactly did William do, and why did it affect Camilla so deeply? This story is one royal watchers can't afford to miss. The day the royal declaration shook the palace. The air inside Buckingham Palace was unusually quiet after the pandemic's chaos, but something big was about to break the silence. Prince William, with rare and direct approval from King Charles himself, made a bold and unexpected decision that no one saw coming. It wasn't shouted from the rooftops, but whispered through palace halls and the press rooms alike. The quiet announcement sent shockwaves through royal watchers and media outlets worldwide. Meanwhile, Queen Consort Camilla was caught off guard, her face betraying a rare moment of emotion as she fought back tears. The crowd outside, watching the broadcast, erupted in excitement. Social media exploded with fans celebrating William's move as a clear sign of a new era. People hailed him as the modernizer who dared to challenge old traditions and bring the monarchy into the present day. The move was more than a change in titles or duties. It was a shift in power dynamics, signaling the Wales family's growing prominence and William's increasing control over the monarchy's future. Supporters saw this as a defining moment, where tradition met transformation with a contemporary face leading the charge. William's decision resonated deeply with a public eager for change, loyalty, and leadership rooted in modern values. The atmosphere inside the palace was thick with anticipation and subtle tension. Behind closed doors, whispers raced about the implications. This wasn't just a family matter, it was a national moment, setting the tone for the royal institution's survival in turbulent times. With the announcement shaking the foundations of Buckingham, many wondered, why now? The royal family faced a crisis that pushed William to take this unprecedented step. The years of quiet struggle and shifting responsibilities had culminated in a moment that no one could ignore. The palace stood at a crossroads, where the old guard faced the unstoppable rise of the next generation. Why now? The reality behind the scenes was stark. The royal family's working members were aging rapidly. King Charles, at 75, and Queen Consort Camilla, 76, were no longer able to carry the heavy load they once did. Princess Anne, a royal workhorse at 74, showed no signs of slowing, but was entering her twilight years of service. Meanwhile, Prince Edward, at 60, filled roles but couldn't fill every gap. The Crown's once bustling operational roster had thinned dangerously. Adding to the strain, Princess Catherine had been quietly stepping back from public duties due to her recent cancer recovery. Her health challenges underscored the monarchy's vulnerabilities, revealing a fragile system heavily dependent on a shrinking pool of active royals. The absence of key players raised urgent questions about the monarchy's future sustainability. Palace insiders grew increasingly concerned, sparking talks behind closed doors. Could William and Catherine step up sooner than expected? The conversation was no longer hypothetical. It was a pressing reality. The monarchy, long an emblem of continuity, faced a rare moment of vulnerability, caught between respect for tradition and the necessity for evolution. This pressure cooker environment fueled William's determination to act. The monarchy was on the brink, and his leadership was seen as the only path forward. The move was a clear signal that the era of slow, cautious transition was over, replaced by bold, decisive action. The old guard needed to make way for a younger, more dynamic monarchy. William's vision was no secret. His speeches and public appearances had long hinted at a monarchy that cared about mental health, the environment, and connecting with younger generations. Now, with the royal family facing its most serious internal challenges, his vision was becoming reality. The next chapter in the monarchy's story was being written, one that promised evolution but needed strong leadership to succeed. William's vision. William had long been seen as a forward thinker within the royal family. His public statements on mental health, environmental conservation, and community connection showed a commitment to meaningful change, not just maintaining old traditions. This recent bold move was the clearest sign yet that he was ready to turn rhetoric into action. Insiders close to William confirm he is pushing for evolution, not revolution. A monarchy that respects its past, but doesn't shy away from progress. With King Charles's full support, this move reflects a united front, blending experience with new energy. William's approach is about building bridges, not burning them, and ensuring the royal family remains relevant and connected to modern Britain. By taking this step, William positions himself as a key figure for younger generations, embodying a monarchy that listens and adapts. His emphasis on mental health awareness and environmental responsibility resonates widely, making him a symbol of hope for a royal institution that must evolve or risk fading into irrelevance. This decision also signals a deeper trust from Charles, who is preparing William to eventually take the throne with a clear mandate to lead differently. Together, they present a vision of a monarchy that embraces change thoughtfully and strategically, with the younger generation at its core. While William's vision inspires many, it also necessitates difficult choices, especially for those closest to the throne. Among those impacted is Camilla, whose role is being quietly reshaped. The coming changes signal shifts in royal responsibilities, personal dynamics, and public perception, setting the stage for complex emotions and palace intrigue. The role shift. In the wake of William's bold move, Camilla's royal duties underwent a noticeable shift. Officially, some of her ceremonial roles were quietly reallocated to others within the family. This wasn't just about optics. It was a strategic repositioning aimed at streamlining the monarchy and spotlighting the Wales family's rising influence. Camilla found herself sidelined from roles that once defined her public persona, signaling a subtle but unmistakable shift in power dynamics. Adding to the complexity, there was a financial adjustment that hit close to home. The stipend supporting Camilla's son, Tom Parker Bowles, was cut as part of a broader cost-saving effort. This decision was wrapped in the official narrative of tightening royal finances. But for Camilla, it was a deeply personal blow. Observers interpreted the move as a clear message that the monarchy was prioritizing fiscal responsibility, sometimes at the expense of personal loyalties. The boldness of William's decision hit home not only for Camilla, but also for the royal household. While there were undertones of compassion for her feelings and legacy, The overriding sense was that the monarchy was evolving fast, and everyone had to adapt. The shift sent ripples throughout Buckingham Palace, fueling speculation about the balance between respect for tradition and the necessity for modern efficiency. Behind the scenes, this reorganization revealed the delicate tension between family ties and royal duty. William's willingness to make these difficult decisions marked him as a leader ready to face tough realities, even when it meant sidelining a family member. Camilla's evolving role underscored the monarchy's need to modernize while preserving its core essence. With Camilla adjusting to her redefined position, the spotlight also turned to her son, Tom Parker Bowles. This shift wasn't just symbolic. It had real consequences for those closest to the Queen consort. The ripple effects were felt deeply, raising questions about loyalty, duty, and sacrifice within the royal family. Tom Parker Bowles. Tom Parker Bowles, Camilla's eldest son, found himself unexpectedly caught in the crossfire of royal restructuring. A well-known gourmet author and television personality, Tom was not directly involved in royal duties. However, the decision to cut his financial support as part of the sovereign grant's cost-cutting measures struck a personal chord within the family. For Camilla, this was a stark reminder that the evolving monarchy required sacrifices even within her own circle. This withdrawal of support was officially framed as a practical step, part of the royal family's broader effort to streamline expenditures and focus resources on core members. Yet, insiders revealed it was much more than numbers on a ledger. For Camilla, seeing her son's official ties to the royal purse severed was emotionally painful, a symbolic separation. That underlined her own shifting place within the institution. Observers saw this move as a testament to William's firm hand in shaping the monarchy's future. Balancing family loyalty with fiscal responsibility was no easy task. William demonstrated his commitment to maintaining the monarchy's public trust by making tough choices, even when those choices impacted those closest to him. This moment reinforced the narrative that the monarchy was entering a new phase, one where tradition yielded to practical modern governance. In many ways, Tom's situation illustrated the human cost of royal evolution. While public attention focused on Catherine's rise and William's leadership, the less visible sacrifices reminded everyone that royal reforms were deeply personal. The family's internal dynamics had shifted, and the ripple effects reached far beyond public ceremonies. As Tom's changing role highlighted the personal stakes, William's position continued to strengthen. His growing partnership with King Charles laid the groundwork for a seamless transition, signaling a clear generational shift in royal authority. William's stake in King Charles's vision. King Charles's trust in William has grown significantly, especially as his health concerns have become more pressing. The elder monarch has entrusted William with increasing responsibilities, grooming him early for the eventual throne. This mentorship reflects not only familial trust, but also a strategic plan for continuity. The public views this as a carefully managed passing of the torch, ensuring the monarchy remains stable and relevant. At the same time, the timing of William's rise respects the reality of Catherine's health journey. William's increased duties allow Catherine the time and space to recover fully from her recent cancer treatment, highlighting the couple's strong partnership. Together, they present a unified front, blending personal resilience with public duty, a modern image of royal leadership. This period has been described by insiders as a mentor-protégé dynamic, where Charles imparts wisdom while William prepares to take center stage. The move projects an image of harmony and strength within the royal family, calming public nerves about the institution's future. William's visible role reassures supporters that the monarchy will evolve gracefully under his leadership. Ultimately, This growing partnership between father and son symbolizes the monarchy's blend of tradition and progress. Charles and William stand together as stewards of the crown, bridging old values with new vision. Their collaboration represents the hope for a monarchy that adapts without losing its soul. As William's role solidified, the public's attention shifted to the emotional response and the waves of support from fans worldwide. The monarchy's evolving story captured hearts and sparked debate, setting the stage for a dramatic reshaping of royal tradition. Fan reaction and public sentiment. The moment William made his bold move, social media exploded with excitement and approval. Fans quickly rallied behind the Prince of Wales, praising his decisiveness and modern approach to royal leadership. Hashtags like #William the Modernizer and #New Monarchy trended worldwide, reflecting a growing public desire for change within the royal family. Supporters saw William's actions as a breath of fresh air, signaling a new era defined by empathy and pragmatism. Many admired the fact that William was balancing family loyalty with public responsibility. The public's response wasn't just about the power shift, but about authenticity and emotional transparency. Catherine's upcoming return from her health battle added to the hopeful atmosphere, positioning the couple as the monarchy's steady, relatable face. Polls showed a notable increase in William and Catherine's popularity, signaling that the public was ready to embrace this new chapter. While some traditionalists expressed concern about rapid changes, most agreed that the monarchy's adaptation to modern values was inevitable and necessary. The emotional vulnerability displayed by the royals during this transition resonated deeply, making them more human in the eyes of millions. This wave of positive sentiment created a strong foundation for William and Catherine's continued influence. This public support put pressure on Buckingham Palace to maintain a transparent and compassionate image. It became clear that the royal family's survival depends on its ability to connect authentically with people. William's move wasn't just a power play, it was a response to a public craving genuine leadership. As public opinion swelled with enthusiasm, the media offered a more complex picture. Opinions were divided, and royal correspondents weighed the risks and rewards of William's decision. The narrative began to split. Was this a necessary evolution or a recipe for family discord? Strategy or selfishness? The media's reaction to William's decision was a mix of praise and skepticism. On one hand, many royal correspondents applauded the move as a brave and necessary step toward modernizing the monarchy. Editorials highlighted William's commitment to responsibility and the future, framing him as a forward-thinking leader ready to meet the challenges of the 21st century. On the other hand, some critics argued that this public reshuffling of roles risked exposing internal family divisions. Tabloids speculated about potential rifts between Camilla and the Wales family, questioning whether the move was as much about strategy as it was about personal power. Pundits debated whether the palace was orchestrating a smooth transition or fueling behind-the-scenes conflict. The divide in media opinion reflected broader questions about the monarchy's relevance and stability. Analysts emphasized that the monarchy's image is increasingly scrutinized, and every action is dissected for its symbolic weight. William's move signaled a willingness to break from old secrecy, but it also invited new scrutiny and challenges. Ultimately, the media landscape revealed the tightrope the royal family must walk, balancing tradition with transparency, unity with necessary reform. The event sparked a wider conversation on the monarchy's future, with some calling it a positive reset and others warning of growing tensions. Amid the swirling media narratives, Camilla's personal response became a focal point. Her emotional reaction offered a glimpse into the private toll of public transformation, humanizing the queen consort amid the royal reshuffle. Camilla's emotional response. Camilla's reaction to William's decisive move was deeply personal and visibly emotional. Sources close to the palace reported that she was seen wiping away tears in private moments, a rare display of vulnerability from the typically composed queen consort. This reaction sparked mixed interpretations. Some saw it as a sign of genuine hurt and reflection, while others speculated about the emotional weight of feeling sidelined. Supporters of Camilla described her tears as an emotional release, acknowledging the pain of watching her role diminish amid sweeping changes. For years, Camilla had navigated a delicate position within the royal family, balancing loyalty to Charles with public scrutiny. The latest shift intensified the pressure, reminding her that royal roles are as much about perception as duty. Critics, however, questioned whether Camilla's emotional display was a calculated gesture to garner sympathy. The palace chose to remain silent, fueling further speculation about internal dynamics. This silence also reflected the delicate balance of public image management and private family realities. Camilla's emotional response ultimately added a layer of complexity to the unfolding story. It reminded the public that behind royal decisions are real people with feelings and stakes. Her vulnerability, whether viewed as strength or fragility, made her a more relatable figure amid the institutional upheaval. With Camilla grappling with change, Catherine's return and future role took on even greater significance. As William and Catherine prepare to lead, the monarchy's next chapter promises both continuity and transformation. How Catherine fits in. Catherine's return to royal duties in August after her cancer recovery was highly anticipated. Her comeback was seen as a symbol of resilience and hope for the monarchy. With William's bold move easing some pressures, Catherine was able to resume her responsibilities with renewed strength and focus. Her presence restored a sense of normalcy and balance to royal life, reassuring both the family and the public. Experts suggest that Catherine's role will expand significantly as she steps into the limelight not just as a consort, but as a key partner in royal leadership. Her work on early childhood development and mental health will gain new momentum, showcasing her ability to connect deeply with modern issues. This return signals a strategic partnership between William and Catherine, united in guiding the monarchy into a new era. Public and insiders alike praise Catherine as a steadying force, someone who blends tradition with a relatable approach. Her influence is now recognized as critical in shaping the monarchy's future, especially as it seeks to stay relevant in a rapidly changing world. Her role complements William's vision of a more empathetic and transparent royal family. This moment marks more than a comeback. It's a passing of the torch. Catherine embodies the evolving face of the monarchy, resilient, compassionate, and ready to lead alongside William. Their partnership promises to balance continuity with innovation, blending public service with personal authenticity. As Catherine steps up, the broader royal household is undergoing transformation. Strategic reforms and budget changes are shaping a leaner, more focused institution, preparing for a future that demands adaptability. The bigger picture: royal reform. Within Buckingham Palace, urgent conversations are taking place about modernizing royal operations. The royal household is actively planning a leaner structure with clearer roles and responsibilities, aiming to reduce redundancies and enhance efficiency. Budget scrutiny, particularly regarding the sovereign grant, has prompted the monarchy to rethink expenditures and focus on core duties. New policies emphasize accountability and mental health support for senior royals, recognizing the intense pressures of public life. This shift reflects a broader understanding that modern monarchies must be sustainable, transparent, and connected to the people they serve. Staff members are adapting to new expectations, with an emphasis on teamwork and shared responsibility. Senior royal figures are involved in these discussions, signaling a collective commitment to the institution's longevity. This process involves balancing tradition with innovation, preserving royal heritage, while embracing necessary change. The reforms aim to protect the monarchy's reputation and relevance for future generations. These changes also represent a strategic response to public sentiment, which increasingly values authenticity and service over pomp. The monarchy is actively shaping itself into an institution that listens and evolves, rather than clinging solely to past glories. With institutional reforms underway, William and Catherine's leadership becomes central. Their next steps will define the royal family's public image and legacy in the years to come. What's next for William and Catherine? Prince William and Catherine are preparing to take on more visible and impactful roles within the royal family. William's upcoming engagements include leading environmental summits and championing public health initiatives, reflecting his long-standing passions. Meanwhile, Catherine is expected to spearhead projects centered on early childhood development and mental well-being, areas where she has already made significant inroads. Their leadership style is increasingly seen as a model of partnership, balancing public duty with family priorities. Together, they exemplify a modern royal couple, committed to service but grounded in authenticity. Their efforts to involve their children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, in public life signal a thoughtful preparation of the next generation. Experts suggest that William and Catherine are setting a new standard for royal responsibility, blending tradition with progress. Their unified approach sends a message of continuity and renewal, reassuring supporters and critics alike. As they chart this course, their ability to respond to public expectations will be key to the monarchy's future success. Looking ahead, William's eventual succession is expected to proceed on their own terms, one that values transparency, empathy, and resilience. This vision positions the royal family to remain relevant in a world that increasingly demands openness and accountability. While the future looks promising, the recent changes underscore the monarchy's need to balance legacy with modern expectations. The evolving narrative reflects deep shifts in how royal leadership is understood and enacted. Takeaways and future impact. William's decisive move and Catherine's return have marked a turning point for the British monarchy. Their leadership signals a shift from royal mystique to human relatability, emphasizing empathy and service as cornerstones of modern monarchy. This approach resonates strongly with the public, offering a hopeful path forward amid past controversies. Camilla's role, though altered, remains significant. Her public support adds depth to the royal family's narrative. Meanwhile, William and Catherine's children are being quietly groomed as future heirs, symbolizing continuity and renewal. Their rise reflects an institution in transformation, balancing heritage with the demands of a new era. This moment is about more than titles or ceremonies. It's about a monarchy rooted in purpose and adaptability. The royal family's willingness to embrace change while honoring tradition may well define its legacy for generations. Observers note that the monarchy's survival depends on its ability to evolve without losing its core identity. As William and Catherine lead this charge, they embody a monarchy that is not only surviving, but thriving. Their example paves the way for a future where royal service and genuine connection walk hand in hand, promising a monarchy fit for the modern world.